Boston Garden, it's the two best teams in basketball, the Lakers and the Celtics.
TBS Sports presents NBA Basketball, America's Game. Brought to you by Miller Beer. Miller, made the American way since 1855. By Renault Jeep, official vehicles of the NBA. By Menon After Aftershave, sensible care for sensitive skin. And by Delta Airlines, serving more than 100 cities in the U.S. and overseas. Delta gets you there.
Welcome to Boston Garden, where despite Super Bowl fever, the fans are still turned on for tonight's ball game. Good evening, everybody. I'm Rick Barry. Welcome to tonight's game. We hope that you don't mind us throwing a little curveball at you by bringing you a Wednesday night game instead of our usual Monday and Friday telecast here on the Superstation. But since it was the Celtics and the Lakers, we thought you wouldn't mind. And, of course, the big question all season long has been which of these two great ball clubs has really improved themselves the most during the offseason. Was it the Boston Celtics when they picked up Vincent as their #1 draft pick and Bill Walton in a trade? Or was it the Lakers who got A.C. Green in the draft and Maurice Lucas from the Phoenix Suns? Well, you can decide for yourself tonight who came out the better of that. And Bill, tonight, well, midway through the season, everybody has bumps and bruises at this time of the year, and probably the most prominent ones are the bruised right knee of Magic Johnson and the sore Achilles tendon of Kevin McHale, but they're both going to play. But perhaps the biggest injury could be that to Kurt Rambis, who has an ankle problem, and he is not with the Lakers tonight.
That's true, because with Kurt Rambis out, Maurice Lucas has to start. So when Pat Riley goes to the bench, he's not there. So he comes with A.C. Green. He's a great player, but he's a rookie, and that could make a difference.
Well, the Boston Celtics still ran into problems over the holiday season. They blew a 25-point lead to the Knicks on Christmas Day. It was their 5th loss in 9 games. But since that time, they are 9-1. Casey Jones must have found an answer somewhere.
Yes, he found something. A front line. Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale, and Larry Bird, all three are playing the best basketball of their career. And that's the front line. But they're up against an equally fine front line. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, James Worthy, Maurice Lucas. I think the two front lines, when they balance each other. Then you go to the backcourt, and the Johnson kids, Magic and Dennis. They can always take care of themselves. So that leaves the 5th spot, the off guard. If either team has a weakness, this could be where it is, because these are the only two players that have been inconsistent. And maybe tonight, that's where the game will be decided.
Celtics and the Lakers when we come back.
Now at Renault and Jeep dealers, new low factory financing on most new Renault models. 7.5% on Renault Alliance convertibles and sedans, on Renault Encore hatchbacks. Or get a check from the factory for up to $700 and get 7.9% financing on the all-new two-wheel drive Jeep Comanche. Save up to $1,384. Don't miss this limited time offer. See your Renault and Jeep dealer today.
On June 8, 1984, a tornado struck Barneveld, Wisconsin. About the only thing left standing was the water tower.
After the tornado, people said this is the end of a small town. Barneveld said not this small town.
Around here, folks will always get right here when something gets out of hand.
Just thought we can make it, we can rebuild, we can come back, and we have.
A place where people have a sense of pride. And that's what keeps them right here. Where you count on your own, you call it your home, and Miller's the beer. Miller's made the American way, born and brewed in the USA. As proud as the people who are drinking it today.
Miller contains no additives or preservatives. Purity you can see, quality you can taste.
Some towns are held together with nails and wood, but this town's held together with a lot of pride and a lot of family.
Miller's made the American way.
We're ready to go with the lineups for both of the outstanding ball clubs. For Pat Riley and his Los Angeles Lakers, Maurice Lucas and James Worthy in the front court, along with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Byron Scott, along with Magic Johnson, taking up chores in the backcourt. For Casey Jones, there's a good shot of Pat Riley, also the coach of the Western All-Stars this year. In fact, Casey Jones will be his rival again for the second consecutive year. KC's starting lineup: Kevin McHale, Larry Bird, Robert Parrish, perhaps one of the greatest front lines of all time in professional basketball, along with Dennis Johnson and Danny Ainge in the backcourt. And a good look at your old roommate and teammate, Casey Jones, who had something to say about this team and the teams that he played on, and we'll get into that a little later as we take a look at the officials. Earl Strom on the left and Hugh Holland, the official, on the right. Bill, Casey was saying that he thinks this Celtic team that he's coaching is better than the teams that he played on.
Well, that's everybody's entitled to things in this country, and opinion is one of them.
Okay. The matchups at the forward between Worthy and Bird. Now, they are not going to be guarding each other according to their respective coaches. Larry said before the ball game that he's going to be guarding Maurice Lucas, and they're going to put Kevin McHale on James Worthy, and Pat Riley has said that he's going to put Maurice Lucas on Robert Parrish, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is going to be guarding Kevin McHale.
You know, those two guys, James Worthy and Kevin McHale, when they're having a good game, it's almost impossible to get someone to match up that can guard them.
Well, as you look at Larry Bird, the NBA's Player of the Week last year, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, last year's most valuable player in the championship series, you see how he matches up against Robert Parrish. And again, that can be misleading because they don't always guard one another. But
and they don't always play the same number of minutes.
True, and but you were talking about the fact that it's hard to stop those players. Any good offensive player will tell you this, Bill. That's why they call it defense, is because you are on the defensive. You have to respond to it, and no offensive player feels any defensive player can ever stop him if he's on his game.
That may be true now, but it wasn't always so.
Oh, it's getting a little bit... hold it. Let me pick my feet up here. Let's start the game.
I love these games, though. The only thing that's sad about it is you only get them once a year. Twice a year, these guys get to play each other. Well, I'd love to see them play 6 times.
Robert Parrish starts things off for the Boston Celtics. These teams split their 2 meetings last year, each team winning at home. Robert gets the first rebound as well. Kareem on the weak side with the block against McHale. Now, the reason Lucas was on McHale at that time is because when they come on the break, the first big man down will pick the other big man up as Kareem makes good timing on that one to knock it out of bounds. Now you see Kareem is back on McHale. Danny Ainge, the man that Bill was talking about in the pregame.
You know, Byron Scott and Danny Ainge folks can really light it up. If they get hot, they can hit from backcourt.
Danny didn't score in the last game that the Celtics played against Atlanta. First time all season that happened as Magic Johnson gets his first 2 points. Robert Parrish, he's got 4. Boston leading by 4. And we have played the first minute of this game.
And you got one of the great offensive players of all time in the backcourt in Magic Johnson, and one of the great defensive players of all time in the backcourt in Dennis Johnson. That's an interesting matchup. I thought the year that the Celtics beat the Lakers, when they went into the series, they didn't have Dennis on Magic at first, but they changed that. I think that turned the series around.
Kareem with his first point. And that's going to be a foul on Maurice Lucas with the body against McHale as he spun to the baseline. Celtics, well, they're going to give him 2 shots on this play.
Continuation. I'd say that McHale, there's McHale, there's the body. Maurice hit him with the chest. Just he made the move.
Well, he made the big mistake of giving him the baseline. If he had overplayed the baseline and forced him into the middle, he could have gotten some help from his teammates.
But you know that I think that Kevin McHale has the best concentration while in the pivot of any player I've ever seen. Just I mean when he posts up.
3-pointer, Byron Scott. Count it. So the 2 men we talked about at the head of the show seem to have the hot hand working for them. McHale has it knocked away by Scott. Last touch by Magic Johnson, says Earl Strom.
Let's see. Here's the pass here. Let's see.
Scott touches it off of Magic's right arm. Good call by Earl. Kareem knocks it out of bounds. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 34,151 points now with the first 2 that he got in this game. All-time leading scorer, Danny Ainge from 19 feet. Well, the hot hand didn't last very long for Danny. He's now 1 for 2. He's been in a shooting slump, shooting only low 30s over the last 2 games. Good defense, McHale against Worthy. Larry Bird.
Nice layup.
Well, the way Larry's been shooting lately, it's almost like a layup. He's shooting 55% from the field after having started this season in a shooting slump, shooting only in the mid-40s. He's 47% now for the season. Kareem tries to tie it. Worthy slipped, traveling. First turnover for L.A. And one of the few times the skyhook doesn't work, McHale had it, loses it. Worthy just slipped with the left foot. Didn't look like he had moved the right foot, Bill. It might not have been traveling.
His foot slipped. It moved.
Well, that was his left foot. His right foot was his pivot foot. So a turnover now for Boston. Lakers with another chance to tie. 9:10 to go here in the first quarter. Magic. Michaela Ainge. 3 purple shirts back and a bad pass. Good anticipation by Magic. Worthy charges into Danny Ainge. Offensive foul. Watch the good position. Ainge had position way before Worthy had gotten there. And it takes a lot of courage to stand there and take a charge.
Especially big as these guys are.
Robert Parrish. He's got 6. And Boston leads by 4.
They got a slight mismatch with Dennis Johnson on James Worthy, but they didn't get a chance to exploit it.
Robert Parrish with yet another rebound. That new 24-second clock on the kick by Magic. Boston ball on the side.
You get a new 24-second because that's a violation. You know, like you say, maybe the ball just got out of bounds, but new 24.
Good ball movement. Fine. Ainge, 19 feet wide open. Danny was out before the game practicing his shooting, and it seems to have paid off. He's 2 for 3 from the field now with 4 points.
Because coming to this game, he's been in a pretty horrible shooting slump.
Another turnover. Danny Ainge, nice move. Boston by 8. Magic, count it. Foul. Foul is against Robert Parrish. And Pat Riley was going to call a timeout. He was off the bench, Bill. I watched him. But when he saw the break developing 4-on-3, he wisely just said, let me see what happened. Let Magic do his thing.
And what happened was Magic. Poor, almost like Robert Parrish had no chance, because when the way Magic comes down the middle, there's a steal by Danny Ainge. And he makes a good move here when it... Good control. Now off the made basket, the Lakers came back again, which they do so well. You know, that's where they miss Kurt Rambis also, because he's the guy that when they make the shot, that takes it out of bounds and gets it in play. Worthy didn't bother Bird. Bird's got 4. Boston by 7. 7:40 to go first quarter. So far, the front lines of both clubs have been pretty active. Boston 8 for 10 from the field. Maurice Lucas. His first 2 points, assist to Magic Johnson. It's going to be a loose ball foul against Kareem. Boston's made their last 5 attempts from the field. McHale tries to sneak baseline, but Kareem doesn't let it come to pass. Off the foot of Dennis Johnson, and the Celtics get a break. And then a bad roll. Byron Scott. He's got 5. So both Scott and Ainge off to good offensive starts in this game. DJ from 19. His first 2. Back come the Lakers. Scott's wide open on the left.
That was not a pass. The ball was actually hit out to Byron Scott. Worthy was going to the basket.
Thanks, Phelps.
Yeah, Worthy was driving to the basket, and I think Danny Ainge knocked it out of his hand and went right to Byron Scott. Scott now has 7. 6:30 to play, first quarter. Lakers have cut it to a 3-point Celtics advantage. Worthy tips it out, but there's McHale. Scott with the rebound off the Bird miss. Kareem double team. First time the shot clock is inside of 10. Kareem kept that alive. Lucas is there and a block by Parrish. 4 against 3. Good play by Magic Johnson.
And another good play by Magic Johnson.
Worthy.
And another good play by Magic Johnson.
Sound like a broken record.
All in one sequence.
1-point lead now for the Celtics. McHale off balance. He wanted a foul. 3 against 3. Magic against DJ, and there's Lucas on the follow. He is fouled. Foul is going to go against Larry Bird, and the Boston Celtics are going to take their first time out with 5:20 left here in the first quarter. All of a sudden, the Los Angeles Lakers have run off 10-2 to take a 20-19 lead.
If you didn't care about the picture, you wouldn't take the shot. At least that's how Eckerd Drug sees it. That's why Eckerd gives you 2 photo guarantees on Ultralab 35 and System 2. Guarantee 1. If you aren't happy with any print, you don't have to pay for it. Guarantee 2. If your prints aren't back when promised, they're free. So if you cared enough to take the shot, take the film to Eckerd. One drugstore is better than the rest. Eckerd.
In 1972,
The photographers.
Reno Hightower threw the most perfect pass in football history. The trouble was, he threw it to Jack Dundee.
You remember, Reno remembers, the whole town remembers.
Okay, I remember.
I knew it!
Now they're out to rewrite history.
You drop that thing again, Jack, your life is over.
The best of times. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, January 31st at select theaters. Sunday, he was an outsider.
I think you are another of these desert-loving English.
And he became the champion of their cause.
We need a miracle.
And they got one. Winner of 7 Academy Awards, Peter O'Toole is Lawrence of Arabia. A Superstation premiere, 10:35 Eastern, Sunday morning. No wonder they call it Super Sunday.
Pat Riley has to be very pleased with the turnaround that the Lakers have made after falling behind by 8 points early in the quarter. They now lead by 1. You can see that both teams, you talk about being the best teams in the league in their respective conferences, and 9 for 16 on the part of each club.
And except for a couple exceptions, it was not a result of just bad defense. It was a result of good offense.
Maurice Lucas trying to complete the 3-point play.
You know, just before that timeout, I thought he was getting a little winded. And if they hadn't stopped the clock, Pat Riley may have had to take Lucas out and give him a rest.
Well, a propitious timeout for Maurice Lucas.
There you go again.
Inside of 10 on the shot clock for Boston. Dennis Johnson from 19. Maurice Lucas doing what they wanted him to do when he joined this club, which is the rebound. The best rebounder that they have. Usually came off the bench, and if you just joined us, he's starting because Kurt Rambis is out with an ankle injury. Didn't make the trip. Kareem can't get the skyhook. Worthy once, but Lucas the second time, and Lucas is going to be called for an over-the-back foul. That'll be his second personal, as Michael Cooper will be coming in for Los Angeles.
Now, Lucas gets a lot of... Let's see, we can pick up on what happened with Maurice Lucas here. There's a little... Who's there? Yes, there he is over Larry Bird's shoulder.
You notice how Larry tried to screen him off, and Maurice just did the famous Bogart move. Mitch Kupchak waiting to come in now. Magic Johnson has gone to the bench when Michael Cooper came in. Bill Walton has come into the lineup for the Boston Celtics. Three-pointer, Danny Ainge. That's 9 for Danny Ainge, and he's breaking out of his slump.
Good night for it, I guess, huh?
Couldn't pick a better time as far as the Celtics fans are concerned. Shot clock goes inside of 10 for Los Angeles. It's at 5. 3. It's at 1. And Kareem gets a break. Walton gets a block, and Kareem is out of bounds. So the captain having some difficulty with his sky hook here early in the game. Now Kupchak comes in for Maurice Lucas. Boston leads by 1. Casey Jones discussing things with Robert Parrish. Remember that Kevin McHale went to the bench. He has a sore Achilles tendon, so Casey Jones electing to give him some early rest. With 2 former great UCLA stars knocked away by Kareem. Worthy and Bird. 5 on the shot clock. Dennis Johnson.
Great pass and play by Bird and Johnson.
DJ did a good job to beat his man, Byron Scott, across the court. Knocked out of bounds by Larry Bird.
It's so tough to play defense against these two teams because these are 2 of the best, not necessarily the best, but 2 of the best passing teams in basketball.
Well, Pat Riley saw his team go out to a 2-point lead, and all of a sudden the Boston Celtics have run out by 3, so he's decided to take a timeout.
The great thermostat war, the battle that goes on the moment the temperature goes down. CertainTeed fiberglass insulation can help defend your home against little family feuds and not so little energy bills. So get plenty of CertainTeed fiberglass insulation and bundle up your attic right now. You can also get a free gift, like a telephone, a headphone radio, or a fuel and tool kit. This winter, bundle up with CertainTeed and call a truce to the thermostat.
Renault and Jeep, the official vehicles of the NBA, presents the NBA rulebook. Cleveland Cavalier guard World B. Free enters the game, ready to take the inbounds pass from teammate Phil Hubbard. But the inbounds is thrown long, and Free is forced to chase it down in the backcourt. Is this a legal inbounds pass?
When you compare Ford Ranger and Chevy S10 to the new 2-wheel drive Jeep Comanche, you'll find they're priced about the same. Yet Comanche has the most powerful standard engine, the longest wheelbase, biggest wheels and tires, highest ground clearance, and the largest optional payload capacity. In fact, the more you compare Comanche, the more you'll see there is no comparison.
Now get 7.9 financing on 2-wheel drive Jeep Comanche.
The NBA rulebook states any ball out of bounds in a team's front court cannot be passed into the backcourt. Therefore, this is a backcourt violation.
At the conclusion of this game, Bill and I will select the Light Beer Most Valuable Player of the Game. In conjunction with that award, Turner Broadcasting and Light Beer for Miller are going to present a check for $500 to the National Multiple Sclerosis Foundation in that player's name. The respective records of both of these ball clubs, of course, the Lakers, you saw leading the way in the best record overall and the best road record. Best home record is held by the Rockets, I believe, at something like 21-1. Shot clock goes inside of 10. Dennis Johnson with good defense. Cooper hustles with his 4 on the shot clock, 3 on the shot clock, 1, and they'll not get it off. Well, they say that it was a good shot. Larry Bird from 19. That's Worthy. Quickly to Michael Cooper. One of the best 6 men in the league. That's an illegal defensive warning going against Larry Bird. Need I get into this again, Bill? I know you have a lot of respect for Larry Bird's intelligence in this game. And even Larry Bird made that mistake. We have a 20-second timeout as Dennis Johnson, who hit the deck, was getting tended to by Ray Malfiore, the trainer. And we will take this opportunity to remind you that this program is authorized under rights that are granted by the National Basketball Association solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the NBA is prohibited. And there's DJ and what happened to him. Let's watch his wrist. Remember, he had a problem with the jam thumb earlier in the year. He trips over the ball. He goes down relatively hard.
No, he tripped over Michael Cooper.
And it was the left wrist that he's holding on to. But he seems to be okay.
He's going to play with pain, right?
Well, I think if you play professional sports, you have to learn to do that at one time or another. Kareem, 1 for 5 so far in the game.
Now they get another 24 because he kicked the ball. It was a violation.
Well, they forgot Kareem, and they paid the price.
That's a bad mistake. But James Worthy will make you forget people the way he, as tough as he is without the ball when he's moving on the baseline.
Now, of course, with McHale out of the game, that has put Bird on Worthy. Robert Parrish takes Kupchak to the hole, and Mitch will pick up the personal foul.
And if he gets the shot, that's a real long continuation because they hit him when he caught the ball.
No, sideline, on the sideline.
You watch when he reaches for the ball, whack.
Well, Robert saw that he was off balance, took advantage of it as we come back to live action. And Bill Walton with a nice left-handed move against Kareem. Bill's first 2 points. Bill has been playing exceptionally outstanding basketball on both the offensive and defensive ends during this last run of the Celtics when they've been 9-1 since Christmas. Kupchak muscles in. Walton blocks.
Good outlet pass to Larry Bird.
It's 3 against 3. Walton on the trail. Jump ball. Kareem was on the ball. DJ cannot believe it. Neither can Chris Ford.
Or Jimmy Rogers,
or Casey Jones. Or the fans. But guess what, Bill? We've got a jump ball.
Guess who came up with it?
Byron Scott over Ainge. Comes up Bird off the air ball. We'll be getting a look at A.C. Green, the first-round draft choice for the Lakers, on the next dead ball. Bird off the Walton miss. Worthy over the back.
And that was pure position that Bird had. That's how he got the free throw. It's pure position. Now, as Walton shoots the ball, see the Bird has position, and there's no time. That wasn't much of a foul. That one was, though.
Well, the one thing about it, you cannot allow a great player like Larry Bird, who hits the board so well, to get that inside position. But then again, he works so hard at it. It's so tricky as Kevin McHale comes in for Robert Parrish.
Well, he's a good rebounder, and all rebounders realize that the key to good rebounding is position first.
Well, we said Larry was player of the week last week, and you see why with those statistics, as Jerry Seasting, who also is another fine addition for the Boston Celtics this season. We talked about Sam Vincent, but Seasting in that trade with the Indiana Pacers has proven his worth, giving some more outside shooting to the Celtics, which is the one area of the game that most of the so-called experts felt that they were deficient at. Kareem goes to the bench, so Mitch Kupchak will be playing center. See him matched up against Walton. There they go. Johnson knocks it out of bounds, and now Magic Johnson will come in. And that will send Byron Scott to Pat Riley's bench.
And both these teams are playing real good defense so far. They're up for this one.
Pat was saying that he felt Magic was only about 80% with that knee problem, that he really doesn't have the mobility he normally had, as the shot clock ticks down to 5 seconds.
80% Magic Johnson is still great.
Walton, excellent play to keep it alive. Seasting found a slick spot on the floor, but fortunately no traveling as A.C. Green knocks it out of bounds. Oh, they call a foul on A.C. Green over the back of Kevin McHale. That will be a penalty against Los Angeles. Boston with only 2 team fouls. So let's set the lineups for you since we've had a lot of changes. Kupchak at center, along with Green and Magic Johnson playing forward. Cooper and Scott in the backcourt for Los Angeles. For Boston, it's going to be Bird, McHale, and Walton in the front line, with Seasting and Dennis Johnson in the backcourt.
Walton's is off to a good start now. He's played very well off the bench.
Kevin McHale has been shooting outstanding from the field, Bill, in his last 10 games. He's shooting 61%. Larry Bird sneaks in again. Count it. No. Earl Strom says no basket. Jump ball. You judge for yourself on this one. There, he's on it. He's on it. And sure didn't seem like, of course, that's slow motion, but I thought the rule was 3 seconds. But in the opinion of Earl Strom, we have a jump ball, and once again, the fans lose. Green and Johnson going to the scorer's table. Larry Bird to McHale. Count it.
That call seems to have given the Celtics a lift.
They were going to call goaltending, I believe. Let's watch the play again as it evolves. Walton to Bird. Bird with a great pass on the drive as he draws the traffic. McHale goes up, lays it in, and Earl Strom had blown an inadvertent whistle, and the basket counts. The Celtics have run off 11-2. They lead now by 8 with 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. Byron Scott. Larry Bird hits the deck, and he say he was out of bounds when he fell down. That's the one thing you really have to worry about Larry with that elbow problem he had last year. He said he hasn't landed on it too often this year, and boy, that man right there would be very upset if he bruised that elbow again.
And that one too.
He would be real upset because he's really got his A game going right now, but perfect timing. He got it ready for the Lakers.
This is a very, as we say, physical game.
Final 15 seconds of the period.
Because they're bumping each other real hard.
A two-man game between Magic and Mitch Kupchak. They bring Scott off the screen from the opposite side. Kupchak tracks it down. 2 seconds. 1. Magic beats the buzzer. And again, Earl Strom has brought the ire of the fans here in Boston to a peak. Final first 12 minutes have gone by. It's been a seesaw battle, but the Boston Celtics, who jumped out to an early 8-point lead, now lead by 6.
We're not a company, but we'll give you a chance to work where there's always a challenge. We'll give you opportunities to learn, to develop, to perfect skills that you thought were beyond your reach. We'll help you build a career that can reward you for the rest of your life. We're not a company. We're your country. We're the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines. We're the Armed Forces. It's a great place to start.
If you didn't care about the picture, you wouldn't take the shot. At least that's how Eckerd Drug sees it. That's why Eckerd gives you 2 photo guarantees on Ultralab 35 and System 2. Guarantee 1. If you aren't happy with any print, you don't have to pay for it. Guarantee 2. If your prints aren't back when promised, they're free. So if you cared enough to take the shot, take the film to Eckerd. One drugstore is better than the rest. Eckerd.
The Delta professionals always make you feel like you're on top of the world. Delta gets you there.
Rick Barry back with Bill Russell. An exciting first period, and the Lakers really went cold in the latter stages of that first period, Bill, dropping all the way down to only 39% field goal accuracy, and they're a team that leads the league in field goal accuracy. When they shoot over 50%, they have an absolutely incredible record.
Rick, you know, in that first quarter, I wanted to talk just briefly about Earl Strom. You know, he has a reputation. Referees have reputations just like players. Now, he has a reputation of not ever being a homer. I mean, he doesn't. The home team gets no breaks when he's called the game.
When you're a visitor, you want him.
Right. Some of the referees will call 3 seconds a lot. Some will call certain kinds of fouls. Some will say they'll let the players play. And so you have to learn to play the referees as well as the other teams.
Well, Earl Strom proved in that first period he's not afraid to make a big call on the road. Rick Carlisle has come in along with Scott Webben for the Boston Celtics. Maurice Lucas back in for Pat Riley's Lakers. Inside of 10 on the shot clock, and Kupchak with a difficult shot. Mitch now with his first 2 points of the game cuts it to a 4-point Boston lead. With 10 on the shot clock, Jerry Seasting misfires. Carlisle, second-year man, with a difficult task of guarding Magic Johnson. Mismatch now. Kupchak on the switch-off with a very tough shot. Should have taken him to the basket, I would think. Maurice Lucas off balance. Walton doing what he does best, rebounding. Kevin McHale. McHale again. And that's A.C. Green.
This is a tough part of the game where you call this part of the game holding the fort.
Well, Maurice Lucas comes up a little short. Bill Walton into Magic Johnson, and that's an offensive foul, and Magic got hit where you don't want to get hit. Magic tiptoeing around near the Boston bench, trying to run that off. there he is.
He'll say hello.
Here we go again. Magic, and I think that he was moving, that Walton was committed, but of course that's my opinion. That's the toughest call in the game, Bill.
He wants a 20-second timeout because he wants to get his voice back.
Let's watch again. Now watch the back foot of this. Now Walton is committed now. Okay, well that was really close, but that's the right knee.
Right there in the
wrong place. The right knee in the wrong place.
Oh yes. And I want to tell you something, Rick. I guess you know as well as I do, but that hurts sometimes for days. The initial pain is a real shock to you, but sometimes it carries over. And
that's the type of an injury that upsets a lot of other people too. There you see these teams are so evenly balanced. They both are 7 offensive rebounds and only 2 points off of those rebounds. Very low point totals for that many offensive rebounds.
Because you get them, a lot of those are just keeping the ball alive. You're not getting the clear shots.
Magic. Parrish tips it out. Here come the Celtics. They've got 3 against 1. Carlisle. Parrish to Seasting. Seasting's first 2. 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Boston leading by 6. That's what they led by at the end of the first period. Kupchak with another tough shot. Robert Parrish again with a rebound. Good play, Michael Cooper. He was grabbed by Carlisle, but they let the play go, and I think that's a good play as he takes it home because he had a breakaway. The official had called a foul that would have deprived Cooper of having made a great play and losing 2 points. Nice play by Hugh Hollins, the official. 4-point lead now for Boston. Parrish can't find it. A.C. Green to Cooper. .9:05 to play. That's going to be a foul on Carlisle. Now let's watch Cooper on this play. Watch the grab coming up. He'll anticipate right there on the passing lane. He's broken free. Now Carlisle right there. That's a foul with the right arm, hooking him. But again, they let him take it home. And I know a lot of coaches get very upset when similar things happen and they call that foul. I know that would have brought you off the bench, Bill.
Yes, because you get penalized for making a good play.
Maurice can't find it. A.C. Green travels, but he is one of the best offensive rebounders on the Laker team. Unfortunately for them, he traveled with the ball.
Well, when you got teams as good as these teams defensively that block shots down low as last line of defense, they'll make you take steps and do other kind of funny things.
McHale. Kevin with 6 points. Cooper. Good play. Larry Bird, who just came back in, knocks it away. Dennis Johnson, who returned and knocks one in.
Another basket as a result of good defense.
Well, Casey Jones doing something that he didn't do during the stretch when the Celtics were 5-4, which is to go to his bench.
Well, I thought that Rick Carlisle, for example, did a good job for Casey. He didn't hurt him while he's out there, and that's all you can ask from your 8th or 9th man, is that they don't hurt you.
And Pat Riley does not want things to get totally out of hand. He's called a timeout. They trail by 8.
From London to Stockholm to Tokyo, Lowenbrau, the only beer brewed in a great beer-drinking country.
Brewed in England.
Sweden,
Canada,
Japan,
and here in America.
For 600 years of Bavarian heritage in one smooth American beer.
Now at Renault and Jeep dealers, new low factory financing on most new Renault models. 7.5% on Renault Alliance convertibles and sedans, on Renault Encore hatchbacks. Or get a check from the factory for up to $700 and get 7.9% financing on the all-new two-wheel drive Jeep Comanche. Save up to $1,384. Don't miss this limited time offer. See your Renault and Jeep dealer today.
Soon, hundreds of people will be here, eating a huge 6-course meal. Some will get heartburn.
There's nothing packed for heartburn.
He doesn't know the Pepto-Bismol his wife packed for upset stomach and diarrhea is great for heartburn.
Take the Pepto.
Pepto-Bismol. As it coats, it relieves heartburn and most common stomach discomforts. The one that coats is the only one you need.
My heartburn's gone.
Bon voyage.
And as usual, this Friday night, you can see NBA basketball here on the Superstation. At 8:05 p.m., we will be bringing you the Philadelphia 76ers against the Cleveland Cavaliers. You'll get an opportunity to see Moses Malone, Julius Erving, Charles Barkley, Maurice Cheeks, and the rest of the Sixers going up against, well, we're going to look at World B. Free and a player who I think is really blossoming into one of the outstanding players in the league, and he certainly showed his worth last season in the playoffs, is Roy Hinton of Cleveland. And, Bill, an interesting thing I want to point out about rebounding. You see that the bad shooting on the part of the Lakers, especially here in the second quarter, is that Pat Riley is worried about the team's rebounding. They were number 1 in rebounding before Kurt Rambis went out. And with Kurt out of the game, one of their better rebounders, they have dropped down to 3. And that's an area of the game that the Lakers have really improved on with the addition of Lucas. So with Rambis being out, the Lakers are having trouble with the rebounding. They were out-rebounded in the first period, 14-13 by Boston. Shot clock goes down inside of 10. Kareem is back in. And Robert Parrish gets the foul. Worthy has also rejoined the Lakers.
And this is one of the things that Robert Parrish has a little, that's a nice little push. And there's another little push. Well, Robert Parrish has a tendency to get into foul trouble because he'll get a little foul here. And again, he'll go another 3 or 4 minutes and get another little foul. That's not really the foul that he should be getting. And those are the ones that get to the foul trouble.
But the luxury that the Celtics have this year is they're not bringing Greg Kite into the game for Robert Parrish. They are bringing Bill Walton into the game when that happens, and that has made quite a difference. Kareem now with 6 points. And it's a 6-point Boston lead. That was the difference at the end of the first quarter. Larry Bird with a great pass. And Robert Parrish has 8 points. Terrific little roll to the basket by Parrish off of the screen from he screened to Larry Bird, and not many players will make that play as well as Larry Bird does. Kareem. Skyhook still not as effective as it normally is.
Mitch Kupchak.
Ceasing to the bench, and Danny Ainge back in for Casey Jones as he now has his starting lineup back in.
Ceasing did a good job too, but you know, in his own quiet way, Michael Cooper comes off the bench, and he's so good, and he's been so good for so many years that you forget that he's coming off the bench.
Ainge gets it to Parrish, and Parrish gets it to the basket. And he's done that with regularity here tonight. He's got 10 points. Biggest lead of the game for Boston. Kupchak with 18.
A little out of his range.
Ainge almost threw that one away. Ainge is wide open. But DJ finds an opening himself. And with a second effort, DJ has come up.
He's just a layup and got his own rebound.
He did that earlier. He's got 8. 6:40 to go here. Second quarter. 12-point lead for the Celtics. Kareem off balance. Continuing with the poor shooting as Bird gets another rebound. DJ. Timeout. Los Angeles.
Everyone plays basketball, but in the NBA, they play it better than anyone. America's game. It's fantastic.
A new company has begun, yet it has a 150-year history. It's only a few days old, but it's already the #1 manufacturer of medium and heavy-duty trucks. Although you've never heard of it, it's in the top quarter of the Fortune 500. The company is Navistar International, and while it's just starting to roll, it's already in high gear. Introducing Navistar, the rebirth of International Harvester.
We're not a company.
But we recognize potential. We develop it. We use it.
We'll make sure that as your responsibility grows, so will you.
As your ability for leadership grows, so will you.
Working with us, you'll gain self-confidence.
Become a person with a future.
We're not a company.
We're your country.
We're the Marines.
The Army.
The Navy.
The Air Force.
We're the armed forces.
It's a great place to start.
And the Celtics have just run off another 12-2 bombardment against the Los Angeles Lakers. And you see the inside scoring for both teams. Parrish matching the entire Laker total. And Bill, Pat Riley says that he calls this, I would think, momentum, the opposite of momentum, that his team falls into it, and every team falls into it during the course of the game, and not to let it get out of hand. And that's what he's trying to prevent by calling these timeouts.
And another thing you have to remember also that the Celtics and the Lakers both have tendencies, and the Celtics tendency is to lose lead, and the Lakers tendency is to come from behind.
Scott has come back in. Magic to the bench as Kareem continues to miss with the skyhook. That's Danny Ainge. Lucas is back in as well for Los Angeles. DJ was 12. He's got 8 here in the second period. 16-point lead, cuts to 14 by Michael Cooper.
You can see that coming because Cooper beat Dennis Johnson in the backcourt, and he never varied very much from going to the hoop.
Bird off the screen from Parrish. A little too much traffic inside for that pass.
Good idea, bad execution.
Worthy against McHale, and James Worthy has really not been heard from much tonight as Ainge gets another rebound. What the Celtics have been able to do is prevent that Laker fast break from getting untracked, and that's where Worthy's so tough. But that man has really been outstanding. That's one of the few misses he's had here in this second period. 3-on-1. Bird hits the deck. Kareem lays it in. No foul.
Now, that was a foul error, either offense or defense on that last play. This is a nice little pushing match here. Kevin McHale and Kareem.
Well, Kareem really got himself in a very strange position on this play, Bill. If you'll notice when we come back, his right leg and his body position here is really kind of bizarre. Look at his right leg where it is.
Hey, listen, they were the heavy pushing there, I want to tell you.
against Johnson. Bird battling inside against Worthy as Ames takes another three-point try. Cooper commits the foul. Third team foul against Los Angeles. His first personal. McHale gets another tough break, and Lucas with the rebound. Celtics back very well. Worthy, and one of the few times you see Kevin McHale get faked out of position as he joined the Paratrooper Club and paid for it.
Well, to say that James Worthy had the assortment of moves around the basket would be an understatement. Now, here's the play here. There's the fake, and another one. And he gave him a full fake the second one.
Worthy gets back his own miss. McHale tracks it down. 3 against 2 for Boston. Larry Bird. Bird with 8.
And Dennis Johnson was a little upset then that he didn't get the free throw.
3:30 to play here in the first half. Kareem again off balance. Lucas battling inside. They're going to call the foul on Danny Ainge. He can't believe it. And he's liable to get a technical if he continues to show that type of physical gesture as Sam Vincent comes into the game. Let's watch again as Kareem's off balance. There's Maurice. Look at Maurice Bogart out of the way. He just Bogarted. 2 times he whacked Danny Ainge. I see he had good reason to be a little upset, Bill. 14 fouls against Boston. That was the first foul against Ainge. Now there's a terrific mismatch. Lucas off the miss by Kareem. Fans wanted a delay of game warning. The fans are really into this game officiating tonight, aren't they?
Yes. And the guys are getting a little testy, too.
3 minutes to go. 10-point lead for Boston. Bird has it taken away by Lucas. They're going to call a foul. That will be the penalty. Foul's on Larry Bird. Watch Larry again as he comes off the screen. Now he'll make the penetration. He'll think he can get Parrish right there. Bounce pass might have been the play that time as he tried to throw it a little flip pass.
And he grabbed Lucas's right arm.
Maurice with 7 points and 10 rebounds. And that doesn't help the Laker cause. Robert Parrish. 12 for Robert. It's a 12-point lead for Boston. Scott gets it back. McHale with the block, and there's Kareem. Kareem with 10. The Celtics by 10. 2:20 to go, first half. Vincent has it taken away by Cooper. Scott to Cooper to Scott.
Get past break.
9 for Byron Scott. His first 2 points of the second period. We're inside of 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Lakers a little trapping. McHale. Hello.
Look what I found.
Kevin McHale. Now with 8. Kevin averaging 20 points a game. Kareem averaging 23 a game. Has it taken away. Good double team by Vincent. 4 against 2 for Boston. Vincent blocked by Cooper. They call goaltending. That man has to be quite concerned. His team trails by 12 with 1.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Bad enough falling behind in any game on the road, but at Boston Garden makes it even a more difficult task to get back in it. Scott, continuation, count it. Foul Ainge. As Magic comes back in. And personal on Danny. Lakers still have one team foul to use in the final minute and 20 seconds here of the half. Byron Scott now with 12. Lakers trail by 9. McHale again. Kareem to Magic. 3 against 1. Cooper to Magic. Foul. Vincent, count it. And just that quickly, the Celtics have given the Lakers a little bit of a crack, and they have widened it as they have cut that lead down to 7 points with a chance to make it 6 as Magic will go to the free throw line. And here's the play again. Vincent from behind with the body. Magic with good control of his body finishes it off.
Never lost his concentration. Never took his eye off the target.
And coming up at halftime, reminder that we're going to have a feature on Jerry West, a former great Laker, and the Prudential Sports Update with your host, Bob Neal. As Magic cuts it to a 6-point Boston lead. That's where it was at the end of the first period, 31-25. So the Celtics, with all of that effort, have given up the big lead. Final 45 seconds coming up here in the first half. 5 on the shot clock. 3, 2. Ainge just will beat it. Bird. He'll go to the free throw line. The foul's going to be on against Michael Cooper. And Mitch Kupchak comes into the ball game. Bill Walton is in for the Celtics.
Now, if you watch this, Larry Bird has great position because he just beats Kareem to the rebound.
And Cooper was upset with the foul that was called against him. The Lakers had run off 18-8 to get themselves back into this game, having fallen behind by 16 points with 5:42 left to go in the second period. Larry Bird, the leading free throw percentile shooter in the NBA this season, shooting over 92%. Danny Ainge is second.
There's no reason the guy shouldn't shoot over 90%. He's standing there by himself.
That's exactly right, Bill. You should know.
Boy, it gets lonesome out there.
30 seconds to play in the first half. AC Green has come in for the Lakers. 10 on the shot clock. And another Lakers turnover as Magic tried to force that one inside. Boston will play for the last shot. Seven seconds. 6, 4, 3, third. Kupchak with the rebound. That will take care of the first half of action. And the Lakers, I would think, would have to consider themselves very fortunate, having trailed by 16 5 minutes ago. They are now only trailing by 8. And with 24 minutes left, anything can happen. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with the Prudential Sports Update and Bob Neal.
NBA Basketball, America's Game. Brought to you in part by Renault Jeep, official vehicles of the NBA.
In a recent independent test, new car shoppers compared Renault Encore to Ford Escort. On roominess, Renault won. Pickup and passing, Renault won. In styling, Renault's European design won again. In fact, Renault won over Ford in 29 of 30 categories. Renault Encore, with 550 plus, America's best small car protection.
Get 7.5 factory financing or up to $700 back on any new Renault Alliance or Encore.
Delta gets you there. To Los Angeles, Boston, Chicago, and New York. Also service to all of Florida's major resorts. Delta also gets you to Europe, Hawaii, and the islands. In all, Delta serves more than 100 cities in the U.S. and overseas. Delta gets you there.
Winning's easy. Give 110%, expect 110%. From yourself, everyone, everything. Speed Stick deodorant gives 110%. That's its edge. Why? It has no alcohol, and alcohol evaporates. Speed Stick protection doesn't evaporate even after 24 hours.
Glides on in just a few strokes. That's 110% protection.
Speed Stick deodorant, the wide stick.
That's your edge.
By Menon. The great thermostat war, the battle that goes on the moment the temperature goes down. Certainteed fiberglass insulation can help defend your home against little family feuds and not so little energy bills. So get plenty of Certainteed fiberglass insulation and bundle up your attic right now. You can also get a free gift, like a telephone, a headphone radio, or a fuel and tool kit. This winter, bundle up with Certainteed and call a truce with the thermostat.
This program is brought to you by the Prudential, offering a full range of insurance and financial services. The Prudential, the Rock. It's strong, it's on the move, it's bigger than life.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Prudential Sports Update. I'm Bob Neal. Hope you're enjoying the rematch of the 1985 World Championship Series between Los Angeles and Boston. You know, last year, Boston and L.A. traded wins at home, and that looks like it's happening again tonight with Boston out to an 8-point lead here. Last year in the championship series, there were three key things that happened. First of all, the Celtic guards did not play well. They shot only 41%. How are they doing tonight? Well, 58%, 12 out of 21. And Danny Ainge for Boston, 4 out of 7 for 9 points. That includes a three-pointer in his first half tonight. Also, Jabbar and Worthy for Los Angeles were excellent in the championship series last year, scoring nearly 26 and 24 points respectively. First half report tonight. Jabbar on his way to another 25 or 26 points. Probably Worthy struggling a little bit early tonight for the Los Angeles Lakers. And since last year, there have been some new faces for both teams. First of all, for the Lakers, Lucas came from Phoenix in the trade. Green was a draft choice via a trade. Lucas, 7 points. He has 10 rebounds. Green failed to scratch in the first half. For Boston, they added Walton and Seasting via the trade route. Vincent, #1 draft choice out of Michigan State. He's been hurt recently, played a little in this ball game. All three of them have contributed 2 points so far. So that's an update on the new faces and a comparison to the Boston-LA game as they played in the championship series last year. Looks like a good second half coming up between Boston and Los Angeles. A lot of other NBA action tonight. First of all, let's check in at Philadelphia. The Phoenix Suns were on hand at Philadelphia early on. Sixers strutting their stuff. Watch that lob. Mo Cheeks to Charles Barkley. 4-2 early Sixers. Now Larry Nance, watch him get around Moses Malone for the points, 26-25 Sixers, but Moses comes back. Watch the steal. He goes all the way coast to coast. Moses Malone for the layup, 30-25 76ers, and in the third quarter, Philadelphia leading by a score of 81-70. Other NBA action tonight, Atlanta leading Golden State 72-66. That's third quarter. Chris Mullin not with the team. His brother's in the hospital. Chris is with him tonight and not with the Warriors. And in the third quarter, it is Detroit 75, Cleveland 72. Other NBA action tonight. In the first quarter, Dallas leading the Clippers 25-16. And later tonight, New Jersey will be playing at Denver. In just a moment, we'll update you on the winter indoor track season as we continue to look ahead to the Goodwill Games next summer. Paul Ryden will join us with a report on the Sun-Kissed Invitational right after this.
Choosing a life insurance policy can make anyone feel helpless. You're at the mercy of strangers. Your hands are tied. You feel pressured. But help is never too far away. With Prudential, your agent has the time to talk to you, listen to you, and work with you until you have a piece of the rock you're comfortable with. No wonder more people choose Prudential for life insurance than any other company. You'll feel right by the rock. Prudential Life Insurance.
The Goodwill Minute, the pageantry, competition, and the personalities of amateur athletics, and the promise of the Goodwill Games.
Billy Olson was among 6 record breakers this past week, regaining his world's best in the pole vault after having his previous record broken just days earlier by Soviet Sergei Bubka. His 19 feet 3.5 inches at the Sun-Kissed Invitational in Los Angeles is now the world's best indoors. 3 other records fell in L.A. Greg Foster setting a new mark in the 50-yard hurdles, breaking Ronaldo Nehemiah's 1982 record. Triple jumper Charlie Simpkins broke Willie Banks' record with a jump of 57 feet 5 inches, and Johnny Gray bettered his own record in the 880 at 146.8. This is action from last year. Ireland's Eamon Coghlan, who still holds the world's best in the indoor mile, but this year he was edged out at the Sun-Kissed by countryman Marcus O'Sullivan and suffered his first loss indoors since 1981. At the Eastman Kodak Invitational in Tennessee, Antonio McKay set a new world's best indoors in the 440. His time of 45.45 broke the nearly 2-year-old record by more than a second.
Thank you, Paul. And the track season continues to heat up this weekend with a major meet scheduled in San Francisco And the Mason-Dixon games are taking place in Louisville. One other NBA note here. Good news for the Portland Trail Blazers, who trail L.A. by 9 games in the Pacific. Sam Bowie, back from his injury, should be in uniform. Will play some tomorrow night. In just a moment, we'll give you the definition of cool when we continue.
Daddy, their ship has come in!
Sure.
Find the holes in your homeowner's insurance before they find you.
Sorry to barge in.
Have a Prudential representative give you a fast, free Pru review of your coverage.
Are we covered?
If you had a Pru review, you'd know.
Get a Pru review from the Prudential and get a piece of the rock.
Don't look like Bermuda to me.
Portions of this halftime have been brought to you by the Prudential, offering a full range of insurance and financial services. The Prudential, the Rock. It's strong. It's on the move. It's bigger than life.
Gatorade Thirst Quencher presents the 1986 Slam Dunk Coming Attraction.
If they would make a movie about my slam dunk, it would be called The Right Stuff, because I'm always ready for a liftoff.
Bud Webb is the Gatorade Slam Dunk Contest most surprising new addition. At 5'7", Atlanta's Mighty Might is slamming them down over men standing 3 heads taller. And that's no tall story.
It's a hot one out there today as Peterman starts his engine. The field is wide open.
Gatorade is thirsty.
Dombrowski picks up speed and breaks away.
Gatorade is thirsty.
Here's Evans showing some hustle against the youngsters.
When you exercise, you lose potassium, fluids, minerals. Gatorade Thirst Quencher helps put them back fast.
That's why the pros drink it. It's Thirst Aid.
Gatorade is thirst aid for that deep down body.
And the crowd goes wild.
For 26 years, Jerry West and the Los Angeles Lakers have been inseparable. West has been a winner as a player, as a coach, and now as the general manager. But Jerry West is best remembered with the Lakers as one of the coolest customers ever to hit the hardwood.
Throughout his career, Jerry West was the heart and soul of the Los Angeles Lakers. As the team's first draft choice after moving from Minneapolis, West was an all-star 14 straight years, an NBA record. His stylish play thrilled fans, especially his legendary reputation as Mr. Clutch.
If you happen to be a good player and you enjoy playing close ball games or big ball games, those players develop a tremendous confidence in you. And late in the game, they won't throw the ball to anyone else. It seemed like invariably the ball would end up in my hands, and I would be the go-to, the hero.
3 seconds to go. 2 seconds. 1 second. West throws it up. He makes it. West threw it up and makes it. Jerry West made it from the other side of the midcourt stripe.
I also believe you have to be able to accept criticism. And if you can't accept criticism, then you certainly can't accept the good things that are written about you. But some people just are afraid to fail, and that didn't bother me.
Buzzer-beating heroics were part of West's complete player image, as he complemented his great shooting touch with superb instincts, defense, and ball handling skills. He was an unselfish team leader who was selected to the NBA's all-time greatest team.
You know, a lot of people come up to you and say, boy, you played well, or you were a great player. But I really think recognition from your peers is much more meaningful than any publicity you might get.
Jerry West made me look good. He had the ability to make other players really better players. I think my asset was going without the ball and getting open. Certainly when I got open, Jerry got me the ball.
West did have one albatross, the NBA Finals. He played sensationally in 6 clashes against Boston, but the Lakers lost each time. In 1970, New York compounded the frustration. But 2 years later, redemption was finally delivered as West led the most dominant team in NBA history.
That team had a special quality about it, and it's really a shame that that team wasn't younger, because it would have been able to win for a long time. Great rebounding, great defensive play at times, size, and 5 guys who could score. I mean, this team could win anyway. We could win with a running game. We could win with a half-court game, a slow-down game. It made no difference. The team had a special quality about it.
After a dozen years of bitter frustration, West finally gained his coveted championship ring, the crowning jewel to a glorious career.
The Honda Civic hatchback. Fall in love without paying the price.
My work at the bank is really a challenge. Every day is different, but it's always demanding. So when things ease up, I go for my Milky Way right out of the fridge. Relax, think about being outdoors later. Delicious.
You get the goodness of a quarter cup of milk in every bar. There's milk, natural cane and corn sugars, and thick, thick chocolate in a Milky Way bar.
I've loved Milky Way since I was a little girl.
A Milky Way day helps you work, rest, and play.
NBA basketball, America's game. Brought to you in part by Honda. See the Civic hatchback at your local Honda dealer.
Well, let's go back to the Boston Garden now with Rick Barry and Bill Russell. And gentlemen, looks like that home court Boston Garden isn't hurting Boston any at all tonight in the first half.
Well, that's for sure, Bob. I can tell you one thing. The Los Angeles Lakers have got to feel pretty fortunate that they are in the position that they're in right now, having trailed by 16. Bill, do you think that the Celtics made a little tactical error giving a little life to L.A.?
Oh, the Lakers took life, Rick. You know, that's a great ball club, and you can't just hold them down. And what they do is they're relentless in going to the things that they know they can do and know they can take care of. So they keep doing the same thing. Sometimes it doesn't work, but if you keep doing it long enough, it works. And that's how they got back in the ball game. And I think they got great play from their bench in the second quarter, and that's the reason they got back in the ball game.
Okay, now remember, a lot of people were saying that, well, this game really is meaningless. It's only a regular season game. The players don't care that much. Larry Bird, I think, cares a lot, as do the rest of the players. And if they don't care, I'd hate to see what would happen if they did. We've got 24 more minutes of action coming up, so stay with us. We'll be right back for the start of the second half.
Brewed in Munich. Brewed in England.
Sweden.
Canada.
Japan.
And here in America.
Of all the beers brewed in this world, there's only one beer brewed around the world. In the great beer-drinking countries, Lowenbrau.
And now through March 28, you can win a trip to any city in the great beer-drinking country, or thousands of other prizes. Just stop in any participating bar and play the Lowenbrau Challenge. I won! You won? I won! You won!
This world comes from Lowenbrau right now.
We're not a company, but outstanding people come to us every day. People who want to make a contribution to a team and do work that really counts. People eager to see new places, do the unusual, and find the unusual. People who become your friends for life. People just like you. We're not a company. We're your country. We're the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Army. We're the armed forces. It's a great place to start.
Well, we talked about how the Lakers didn't shoot too well in the first half, and there is exactly what they came up with, 37.5%. Remember, they lead the league in field goal percentage accuracy. So the Lakers, having a very cold first half, have got to feel very fortunate, trailing only by 8 points. Again, we talked about the rebounding problem that Pat Riley was concerned about with the absence of Kurt Rambis, and the Celtics are leading in that department as well. And Pat talking over final strategies with his ball club. As you can take a look at the leading scorers for both ball clubs. We said, Bill, that one of the key factors for the Lakers could be Byron Scott. He was the leading scorer for the Lakers in the first half. And we mentioned also Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge actually had, well, he had 9 points for Boston. So both of those players had a pretty good first half.
And then so far in this game, I think the play of the benches has been very important. I think Kupchak came in and got a couple of big hoops for the Lakers.
Well, the Lakers...
And Bill Walton had a real good first half.
Yeah, he's been playing outstanding ball for them. Both teams back out with their respective starting lineups. No changes on the part of either coach in that department. Maurice Lucas. Danny Ainge with another rebound for him. Doing a good job.
He's got an awful lot of rebounds tonight from the guard position.
And that man's got a lot of points tonight from the guard position. He's got 14. Quickly, back come the Lakers. Kareem, just a little bit off stride that time, was shooting it on the way down, and Ainge with another rebound. DJ with another basket. Now I'm sounding like a broken record. 16 for Dennis. And quickly, it's back up to a 12-point advantage for Boston. The sky hook gets the shooter's bounce. 12 for Kareem.
I thought he had missed that one from this angle.
I did
like
too.
He missed it.
It caught the right side and just kind of hooked in.
It's almost like a good catch basket, right?
Exactly. Los Angeles, well, they went inside a lot in the first half, 56 times. Or 40 times, actually, they went inside. And Robert Parrish can't get the easy one after a nice move.
I think he's a little busy pushing Maurice Lucas off of him. We're trying to get him off of it.
Los Angeles giving Boston another opportunity on that turnover, and Danny Ainge takes advantage of it.
22nd timeout. I think Pat a little discussion because they have to be very careful here.
That's exactly what he has done. They have fallen behind by 12. They've trailed by 8 at the half.
Now, sometimes you don't want to call a free timeout this quick. But you got to be careful because there are things, if you know your team like Pat Riley knows his team, you see things out there that will cause you to get behind and then not what you should be doing. Sometimes you're doing what you should be and you still fall behind, and that's okay. Then you don't have to call a timeout. But when you deviate from the way you should be playing, then you call a timeout and change it.
And what they have been doing is they, again, I think, trying a little bit outside on the shooting. They would rather go inside, although Kareem did miss with that one off-balance attempt, because in the first half, L.A. had 71% of their offense on the 56 attempts they took come from inside. Boston, 66% of their 50 attempts came inside. So both teams, throughout the course of the season, have been great inside ball clubs. Nice cut. Worthy takes it home. A little breakdown defensively on the part of the Celtics that time, and James Worthy only has 6 points. L.A. not being able to get their running game on track. If they can do that, they could turn this game around very quickly. Taken away by Byron Scott. Outstanding individual effort. He takes it home. Dennis Johnson moving his left wrist a little bit, and perhaps that wrist that he fell on is bothering him as far as controlling it.
Someone told him, look out behind you. Because Byron Scott came from a long way across court, and just on offense, you have to talk sometimes too, not just on defense.
McHale. Foul is going to be on Magic Johnson.
You see, Danny Ainge should have warned Dennis Johnson that Scott was coming.
Now, that last offensive rebound, Bill, I think that's a good indication. We've talked about all season long how sometimes centers don't screen off. Now, the difference in the lineup there was that Kareem was on McHale. When the ball was shot by Parrish and Lucas was guarding him, Kareem released to go to the ball. He did not put a body against McHale, and as a result, it was a long rebound. McHale was able to get the rebound. Had he screened them off, McHale could have never gotten that offensive rebound. And Kevin McHale converts both free throws. He's got double figures now at 10.
On rebounding, Rick, I think you find that the good rebounders a great percentage of time will screen out before they go for the rebound.
Worthy continues with the cold hand on his outside shooting. DJ wide open. Again, toughest shot in the game, I think, when you're wide open. Magic Johnson to Kareem. And again, he gets a good bounce. He's got 14 points.
And they've got it back to 8.
And they're doing it by pushing it up the court and trying to get that running game going. Worthy dives out at Bird, and Ainge again on the board, this time on the offensive end. Larry Bird, three-pointer. Count it. Bird with 13. He's for 7 of 15 in field goal attempts, three-point field goals over the last several games. Bad pass, Kareem. 3 against 1. DJ. Foul is going to be on Magic as he hit the arm of Robert Parrish on that rebound.
And Dennis would like to think that he got hit on the layup.
Second foul against Magic.
But Magic never did establish defensive position so that he made Dennis have to guess.
Right on
There's
the arm.
foul right there.
Well, what happened on DJ is he shot the ball with the right hand, didn't have a good angle. And he should have used his left hand on that shot to give himself a better opportunity. Larry Bird. 3 against 3. Byron Scott.
He's lighting it up pretty good tonight.
He's got 16. He's already over his average. Averaging 15 points a game for the season. Larry Bird, wide open. You can't give that man that much time. 15 for Larry. 7:45 to go here in the third quarter. 11-point lead for Boston. Scott got caught off in the air and threw it into traffic. 4 against 2.
Good hustle by Maurice Lucas.
Unfortunately, when he looked down, he realized he was already out of bounds.
By about 3 feet.
Here's the play again. Bird with a quick pass back to DJ, and a little bit of traffic in there to get it through. And there's the good hustle by Maurice, but again, it was out of bounds. Boston ball as we're back live. 8 on the shot clock. Foul. Count it.
Good bounce.
Lucas with his personal. Boston by 13 points.
You know, Robert Parrish lines up along the baseline, and with Maurice Lucas pushing, by the time he gets the ball, he's on the foul line almost.
Robert with 14 points, 8 rebounds thus far in the ball game. Lucas travels. Lucas was looking to pass it to Byron Scott, and then he saw a wide open area in front of him going to the basket, and before he could get the ball on the ground, he dragged the pivot foot. Shot clock goes inside of 10 for Boston. Parrish has it knocked away by Magic Johnson. It's 3 against 2 for the Lakers. Ainge and Johnson back. Worthy to Johnson. And the Lakers again with that relentless, fast-breaking attack. And that's what will do it for you. Good defense, cause the turnovers.
And
Magic has
really
12.
raise your shooting percentage.
Kareem knocks it away. Danny Ainge. They say no basket. They're going to call an offensive foul against Kevin McHale. There's the signal by Earl Strom. We've got a timeout. 6:29 left here in the third period. Boston Celtics are leading by 11. They've increased that halftime lead by 3 points.
In the high-tech world of car stereo, high technology must go beyond what the eye can see. Kenwood believes in the essentials, in achieving sound perfection, by building car stereo components that produce sound of startling realism and depth. Sound perfection. It doesn't get any closer than this.
Look at them potatoes.
Where are they going, Grandma?
Mommy, what's happening to potatoes?
Introducing the chip that's eating all the potatoes. Pringles Ripple Potato Chips. Every can has more potatoes than before, and every chip rippled thick to bring out the extra hearty, extra delicious taste. So eat the chip that's eating all the potatoes. Pringles Ripple Potato Chips.
Winning's easy. Just give 110%. Speed Stick deodorant gives 110%. Why? Has no alcohol to evaporate. Its protection lasts all day. Glides on in just a few strokes. That's 110% protection.
Speed Stick deodorant, the wide stick.
That's your edge.
By Menon.
Shaving's rough on sensitive skin, but after aftershave skin conditioner soothes.
Sensible care for sensitive skin. AFTA.
By Menon.
Rick Barry back with Bill Russell from Boston Garden. Magic Johnson on that last drive in that took him to the hole, got bumped in the knee, and he grabbed onto it and was limping a little bit. And he is going to be staying on the bench as Michael Cooper has come into the game for the Los Angeles Lakers. L.A. has established the inside game here in the third period, but their outside shooting has still been suspect. DJ with great defense. Parrish with Scott chasing. Tracks it down, knocked out of bounds by Lucas.
That's a little too far for the big guy to dribble. That's about one dribble out of his range, Rick.
Larry Bird again wide open, and they have better find a way to get on Larry Bird. He's starting to light it up. 17 for Larry.
He just sort of drifts out there behind the pick. That's a back pick, Rick, that gets him free on that play.
Front court scoring. Shot clock goes down to 8 for Los Angeles. The skyhook, not even close. Bird was out of bounds, or the ball was. It's going to be
I guess
LA
Bird
ball.
feels like tonight, the way he's falling down and falling out of bounds so many times, it feels like if he didn't have bad luck, he wouldn't have any luck at all.
Well, somebody like Larry Bird, I think, Bill, makes his own luck. Robert Parrish draws the personal.
Now, I know you can't figure out how that happened.
Now Robert Parrish has 3 to go along with the 3 that Maurice Lucas has. It's the first team foul against Boston. 5:25 to go here in the third quarter. Kareem, air ball again. Robert Parrish with good defense. Traveling on Danny Ainge. He can't believe it. "13 turnovers for each ball club." Maurice Lucas. And finally, somebody from the Lakers besides Byron Scott hits an outside shot. That's 9 for Maurice Lucas. And it's back to a 11-point lead for Boston. Two men went with Bird, left Parrish wide open. He'll go to the free throw line as Cooper commits the foul. And that's what a great player like Bird will do for you. Create problems defensively.
Especially if you don't talk.
Now, Bird makes the cut. You can't see it, but when you see the pass, there goes 2 players to Bird, and back comes Cooper with the foul. Walton has come in. McHale will go to the bench to rest that Achilles tendon. 2 centers playing now for the Celtics, Parrish and Walton. Bill Walton had 3 blocks in the first half. Robert Parrish now with 16 points. Worthy pushes off with the right arm, gets away with it, and hits a difficult shot. So watch out if James Worthy starts to warm up. He only has 8 points thus far. And I think that when the Lakers don't get their fast break game in high gear, that it has a direct effect on Worthy's offense, Bill, because that seems to pump him up. Seven on the shot clock. 5. Great pass. Nice play by Walton. Boston by 13. 4 minutes to play, third quarter.
Those short, crisp passes will get you beautiful shots.
Cooper misses the 3-point try, but there's Kareem. They felt it was a kick by Bird, and Hugh Hollins, the official, finally blows the whistles. As you see, the Celtics had a 3-on-1 break, and it was called a kick by Larry Bird. It'll be Laker ball, new 24 seconds.
And that probably made Pat Riley a little nervous.
Well, it made him nervous enough to call a timeout, Bill, with 3:47 left in the third period. They trailed by 8 at the end of the half. They now trail by 13.
At 110 miles per hour, engineers find the new Honda Accord LXI hatchback to be quiet and comfortable. And at that speed, you could find it to be twice as quiet and comfortable.
know, I don't like being disappointed. Why, one time we lost a big game, and I felt so bad, I sawed my car in half. That's why they call me Hacksaw. But now I take it easy, and I drink light beer from Miller. Light has 1/3 less calories than the regular beer, and it's less filling. And the taste never lets me down. Hey, how about another light beer?
Sorry, Hacksaw, we just ran out.
Boy, that's very disappointing.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer and less.
Coach Larry, he's back. He can't be back. He's sick in the hospital.
Yeah, they said he might never come back.
All right, lunkhead, blacks in 30 seconds.
Today, more people survive cancer of the colon, thanks in part to a test that provides early detection. And Eckerd pharmacists have given out over 1 million of these tests, free.
Mr. Conley, what's so funny?
Just glad to have you back, Coach.
To an Eckerd pharmacist, nothing's more important than your health.
Back at Boston Garden, where the Boston Celtics have basically been in control throughout most of this game. The Lakers, after having fallen behind by 8 points in the first period, came back to take a momentary lead, but Boston took control from that point forward. As you can see, the field goals for both teams. The Lakers a vast improvement over their 37% shooting in the first half. Boston continuing along over the 50% mark as Magic Johnson has re-entered the game along with Mitch Kupchak for the Lakers. Kareem gets a rest. Mismatch Worthy with Ainge on him. He capitalizes on it. Worthy now with 10 as he gets 2 quick field goals for the Lakers. Cuts it to an 11-point deficit. 3:25 left, third quarter. Bird battling in the top of your screen there with Michael Cooper for position. 6 on the shot clock. Ainge, no chance. Bird. Chance. 19 for Larry Bird. He's got 9 here in the third quarter. Lucas with a very difficult shot, and the Celtics will give him that shot all day long. Walton just throws it right away into the hands of Mr. William Russell. Now, I know that Bill has a lot of respect for you, Bill, but that's carrying it too far. And Bill apologizing to his teammate. I was happy to see you caught it, though, Bill. I thought your hands were gone.
They did. About 12 years ago, Rick, they never.
Kupchak inside. Walton with another block. His 4th of the game. DJ from 9 feet. Ooh, that hurt.
Now, that hurt. That's why you get those hip pointers.
That'll rattle the old bones for you. Let's watch it again. Walton gets knocked out of the way by Kupchak. DJ gets the rebound back, and right there, that could be the right side, and he was lucky not to hit the hip pointer. Another angle. There's the foul reaching in, Magic, and right on the side. 3 personals against Magic. DJ with 5 assists and 16 points. Make it 17. And Boston continues to pull away from the Lakers here in the third quarter.
You know, in about just before the All-Star break, there's about 30 miles of tape on the NBA players.
Kevin McHale has come back in for Robert Parrish. Little pick and roll. Mitch Kupchak will go to the free throw line. Dennis Johnson trying to raise his hand to say he committed the foul, but Earl Strom says, no, that's on Kevin McHale. Third on Kevin. Dennis, being around, knows that the value of Kevin McHale, he'd rather pick up the personal.
And because Kevin's time is going to be a little off because of the Achilles tendon, and that can sometimes get you in foul trouble just having your timing off.
Mitch Kupchak now has 5 points. We have 2:05 left in the third quarter, and the Lakers have cut it down to a 12-point Celtic lead as
4th foul on Lucas.
Lucas against McHale. That's going to be the penalty against the Lakers. Seasting has come in for Boston along with Scott Wedman, and that will bring A.C. Green now in off the bench for Pat Riley to come in for Maurice Lucas. Dennis Johnson gets a rest. Casey Jones's starters resting right now, Parrish, Johnson, and Ames. McHale with 11 points and 7 rebounds.
And the shooters bounce. I should say the scorers bounce.
Boston has 8 from 9 free throw attempts this quarter. LA's only been to the line once, and they've made that attempt. Worthy short. Green battles, but Wedman is there for Boston.
Now they got Whitman playing the back court.
McHale, look at McHale battle with AC Green. Walton tried to be a little too fancy that time.
He wants to make the great pass, and sometimes you got to make just a good pass.
Worthy will go to the free throw line as the Lakers take advantage of the turnover and break down the court. They call the foul. They were going to say Kevin McHale. The fans say no, it wasn't. And now they show the signal again to the bench. It's on Jerry Seasting, not 32, but 12. So the foul is on Seasting. Watch the play again develop. Magic with a lot of white shirts hits Worthy, who fakes Wedman out.
There's the foul, yes.
Seasting reached in. He was kind of blocked off by Magic there.
Well, those little guys are going to be that close to the basket anyway, Rick.
Worthy with 11 points and 5 rebounds. Not one of his better efforts. He's been playing outstanding basketball for the Lakers recently. He's now got 12. Lakers trail by 12. Seasting just inside three-point range. 4 for Seasting. Remember, Kareem on the bench resting. He's had a very tough night offensively. He was 4 for 14 at the end of the half. He's now 6 for 18. But his timing has just not been its normal, outstanding self. Magic wanted a foul. He couldn't believe it, and they call him for traveling. Now they're calling him for an offensive foul. Hugh Hollins, and Magic is beside himself. That's a technical.
They're going to get a technical foul.
No, they're not saying it's a technical. Delay of game warning is what they're giving Magic Johnson. I wish Earl was that nice to me when I played. And that might not be a good sign. That might get Magic a little bit, well, a lot upset. And we'll see if it has a positive effect on him. Bird comes up short. Green is there.
Well, Cooper probably gives Bird a harder time defense than any player in the league.
Magic takes it to the hole, so that's the way you pay him back.
Right.
Here's the earlier play. There's the bump. They called the charge. Now he feels it was a block. Now he looks and he says, what, are you kidding me? I love it. There's a great shot.
You think he was a little upset?
Just a bit animated on that play, I would say. Magic has 14 points and 6 assists in this game. And for the first time tonight, we're going to get a look at McGee for the Lakers. Mike McGee comes in. Cooper's going to the bench.
I think Larry Bird would be a little relieved there. I think he said that Cooper does a better job on him than defense than anyone else in the league.
So an interesting move by Pat Riley. Larry Bird, who will get off to a hot start in the third period, sees Cooper go to the bench, and now I think Pat Riley's going to send Cooper back in, if I'm not mistaken. And he's back at the bench. At the scorer's table, anyway. We try to figure out and find out what this problem is here. Or what all of the concern is about. Now Cooper goes back to sit down. Last foul was credited to Scott Wedman. Magic now with 15 points. 11-point Boston lead. 35 seconds to play in the third quarter. Green gambled and was lucky to get away with it as Walton battles inside and takes it home. A determined Bill Walton. 6 points for Bill, along with his outstanding rebounding and defense, has been an important part of this Celtics game tonight. They lead by 13. McGee, 2-point try. That's Wedman. 5 seconds, 4, 3 seconds, Final try by Worthy. And the Boston Celtics still in total control of the game, having led by 6 at the end of the first period, by 8 at the half, find themselves now leading by 13 points.
Most people rent a truck over the phone, a truck they haven't seen or driven. Now, that can be risky unless you ask the right questions, like, how old is my truck? Does it have power steering, automatic transmission, air conditioning, a radio? You didn't get all those questions? That's okay. Just ask for the truck that's the same color as your yellow pages, Ryder, and that'll answer all your questions. Ryder, the right move.
Give me the sun, give me the wine, give me some country wine cooler. Give me the fun, give me the wine, give me the real juice cooler.
Don't give me heavy, just give me light.
All we want is a taste that's right. Give me real fruit, give me white wine, give me great taste, give me some of mine. Give me the sun, give me the wine, give me some country wine cooler.
The real juice cooler.
A fine wine is a perfect balancing of taste. So is a fine dinner. Le Menu. Each Le Menu has 3 carefully orchestrated foods, like beef sirloin tips in mushroom and wine gravy, seasoned O'Brien potatoes, and broccoli with cheddar cheese sauce. Le Menu frozen dinners from Swanson. So extraordinary, you'd dare serve them with a vintage wine.
NBA basketball, America's game. Brought to you in part by Honda Automobiles.
Rick Barry back with Bill Russell. Final 12 minutes of action. And Bill, we should point out that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has been a really non-factor offensively in this game. He's shooting only 6 for 18. But remember, this is the 3rd game in 4 nights for the Lakers, and perhaps it could be having an adverse effect on Kareem, whereas the Celtics' last game was on Saturday night, so they've had plenty of time to rest. Now, sometimes that can work for you, or it can work against you. And in this case, I think that it's worked in favor of the Celtics. Gave a chance to rest some of those battered bodies.
Well, looks like Kareem's going to come out there and start the 4th quarter. So I guess maybe his evening isn't over yet.
The Lakers have only gotten 1/3 of their points off of the running game, and that's quite unusual for them. 25 points off of 19 breaks. The Celtics just kept pace with them. They have 22 points off of 19 breaks.
Well, Magic hasn't played as much as I think he normally plays. And I think the reason for that, if a guy has an injury, one of the worst things for an injury is fatigue on top of it. And so that you don't want to let a guy get tired. Now,
they called a technical foul against the Lakers. I believe it was against Michael Cooper. And they start off the 4th period with a technical free throw by Jerry Seasting, giving the Boston Celtics a 14-point advantage.
Well, that'll give the Lakers something to do for the 4th quarter.
They've got McGee, Green, Johnson, Kupchak, and Kareem. Walton, Wedman, Seasting, Dennis Johnson, and McHale for Boston. Walton. Eight points for Bill Walton. He's played an outstanding game off the bench for K.C. Jones. Kupchak. Kareem. Foul is going to be on Scott Wedman. Kareem will go to the line, but Bill, it's an obvious to me all leading that Kareem's timing seems to be off as Kupchak tries to get it over McHale. And that was Wedman from behind with the foul. But what happened is Bill Walton left Kareem and went over to try and help out.
Try to block the shot, and sometimes it's better to let the guy shoot. So that you try to gauge and make sure that you can get to it. If you can't get to it, stay with your man so that if you miss it, at least they don't get another shot at it.
And that, exactly. 16 points for Kareem along with 6 rebounds. Still scoring the points despite the fact that he's had a very poor field goal shooting night. Been shooting over 60% lately. But Bill Walton has been a factor as the shot clock goes down to 5. It's at 3. And Green fouls with no time on the 24-second clock.
Now, Dennis really used experience on that shot. That's a pure experience with using the rookie. Just say, okay, come on, kid. I'm going to use you for this play.
Robert Parrish is back in as McHale goes to the bench. Dennis with 5 assists and 18 points. Dennis had not been shooting the ball well over the last 3 or 4 ball games. Of course, when we saw him on that Friday night game against Atlanta, he shot it exceptionally well. But
well, you know, Dennis maintains, I think he knows what he's talking about, that he's a better player when he's not shooting a high field goal percentage. When he's in the low 40s or middle 40s, that's when he's playing his best ball. And I'm talking about percentage.
Well, he's got 20 points tonight. Boston by 16 points. Matches their biggest lead of the game. Shot clock is at 8. Kupchak inside draws the foul against Robert Parrish. That will be Robert's 4th personal foul.
Now, that was a bad defensive play. Let the guy cut without the ball and get position along the baseline. And once he gets the ball, you just put your hand up because that's a foul. Unless you want to concede the layup.
Kupchak with 5 points tonight and 3 rebounds. And the Lakers in that 3rd period got a pretty good inside game going, Bill. But they were only 2 for 8 from the outside. Boston, meanwhile, didn't do well inside and was 7 for 12 from the outside, which is just the reverse of what you would think.
Well, that just shows the goal, Rick. If it ain't one thing, it's 2.
Of course, that's one of the areas of the game that Boston has improved on. They said their outside shooting was suspect, but they've really improved that with the likes of the man with the ball, Jerry Seasting, and Scott Webman's come alive lately. As the shot clock goes inside of 10 for Boston. That's 5. With 3 seconds on the shot clock, Kareem gets the Dennis Johnson miss.
And that was a good defense on Lakers because that was a bad shot.
Larry Bird, you see in the background, getting ready to come into the ball game as he goes to the scorer's table. Alley-oop, Green. Walton with another block. Seasting. Jerry Seasting has 7. Boston has the biggest lead of the game. They lead by 17, 9:55 to play in the ball game. Walton with his 6th block of the game. And if you don't think he's pumped, look at that face.
Good lob pass. Kareem goes for it. Good block.
Timeout, Lakers. Boston leads by 17. 9:46 left in the ball game.
A new company has begun, yet it has a 150-year history. It's only a few days old, but it's already the #1 manufacturer of medium and heavy-duty trucks. Although you've never heard of it, it's in the top quarter of the Fortune 500. The company is Navistar International, and while it's just starting to roll, it's already in high gear. Introducing Navistar, the rebirth of International Harvester.
When I came to America from Russia, I discovered many wonderful things, like blue jeans, unopened mail, and light beer from Miller. When I tasted this light, I said to myself, what a country. Light has great taste. Light's also less filling with 1/3 less calories than the regular beer. In America, there is plenty of light beer, and you can always find a party. In Russia, party always finds you.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
It's time for another Safeco Insurance Pop Quiz. Here's today's question. Safeco is able to offer you more protection for your money because A, they only insure careful drivers, B, they only insure careful homeowners, or C, they only insure people with freckles. If you answered C, you are excused from this commercial. But if you answered A or B, you could save with Safeco home and auto insurance. Safeco, the smart choice.
Now look at the men's scoreboard in action around the NBA tonight. Philadelphia continues to roll along with a win over Phoenix. Atlanta, also a hot team, crushing Golden State. Cleveland, who we'll see Friday night against the 76ers, 8:05 Eastern Time, was a loser to Detroit by 3 at the half. The Clippers holding a 4-point advantage over Dallas down in the Lone Star State. And we hope you'll join us for that game Friday night. Cleveland against Philadelphia, 8:05 p.m. Larry Bird, as soon as he gets in, comes up with another good play defensively. And the Lakers are just out of sync, it seems, Bill.
Well, you know, Rick, I think that the absence of Rambus has caused a ripple effect. You see, when you're coaching an NBA game, for a coach, you've got to have the team that you want on the court as much time as you can. And when you have to scramble your substitution pattern, you don't have that opportunity.
Well, we saw that happen to Boston when Dennis Johnson was thrown out of the game. It messed things up for Casey Jones. Kareem, strong inside, will go to the line. And remember, Dennis got thrown out against Philly, and Philadelphia was able to come across and win that game.
It's because Casey didn't have the option of having the team he wanted going down the stretch. For example, Sunday night, as a result of things happening, Magic Johnson was in it forward for a while.
Kareem with 17 points. But again, to reiterate, I do think that Kareem's timing has been just off just a touch tonight, and it's really caused a problem for him with the skyhook and his moves. He just seemed to be off balance all night long. Couldn't get himself into the proper rhythm. But credit Boston with some outstanding defense. Robert Parrish. Looked like Walton might have been on the rim with goaltending, but he gets another tip in with another rebound, and Bill Walton continues to move along in fine fashion here. Again, the timing of Kareem, not even close. Didn't even touch the rim.
And when he doesn't touch the rim with his skyhook, things are not going well.
Parrish over Green. Cooper.
Good block out by Kareem on Walton in that last play.
Foul's going to be against Michael Cooper. That's going to be the second team foul against the Lakers.
When things go bad, they go bad.
Cooper has 5 personals. Casey Jones isn't about to back off. He's bringing McHale back in. Walton! He'll go to the free throw line. I'm going to tell you, I have never seen Bill Walton so determined. It's been a long, long time since I've seen him play this hard. And he gets a standing ovation from the crowd here as he takes it strong to the hoop, and the foul against McGee.
And he throws up a brick.
It's about the first bad thing he's done all night. 10 points, 8 rebounds, 6 block shots, make it 11 points. Boston leads by 19, biggest lead of the game. Good cut from McGee. Walton with another block. And he's upset that he didn't get the rebound. Look at him. Look at Bill Walton. And a standing ovation again as he goes to the bench with McHale entering. Boston with another good defensive play. Green comes back with one for Los Angeles. Here come the Lakers. Green, offensive foul, no basket. Now watch Bill again.
He looked almost like number 6 on that play.
Almost. But number 6 probably would have gotten the ball back.
Except he doesn't have a beard.
Illegal defensive violation as Larry Bird hit a three-pointer, but it doesn't count. Cooper was out of position. Well, I guess all Pat can do at this time is smile a bit, because there is no way that the Lakers are going to pull this one out as Danny Ainge comes in for Jerry Seasting. But for pride and pride alone, the Lakers will be hustling and trying to do the best they can. McHale can't find it. Worthy finally comes away with it. Worthy blocked by McHale. I can just hear the Boston fans now saying, see, I told you we were better than the Lakers. Dennis Johnson from 15. He's got 22. The Lakers take a timeout.
When it comes to teamwork, fans and players have something in common. If somebody on your team is having an off night, it's time for you to take charge. We lose too many lives because some fans are not team players. They'll let a friend drive after drinking. You can help cut those road losses. If somebody in your crowd has too much to drink, tell him to pass the keys.
You drive, pal, okay?
Good move, buddy. It's the biggest assist he can make.
Right, thanks for coming over, guys.
We're not a company, but no company has more pride in what they do, or more pride in how well they do it. We offer you a meaningful and fulfilling future, one that goes far beyond the ordinary, one that brings with it the respect and admiration of Americans everywhere. We're not a company, we're your country. We're the Air Force, the Marines, the Army, the Navy. We're the Armed Forces. It's a great place to start.
Today, Maria Coletti will make her father's favorite Italian pie for the very first time. An age-old family recipe that includes one rather special ingredient, meatballs. At Pizza Hut, we're proud to introduce our own version of this classic. We call it Briazzo Verona Italian pie. Perhaps today will be your first time, too.
A sold-out Boston Garden, very appreciative of the fine effort put forth by Casey Jones and his Celtics team. As you can see, the rebounding as the Boston Celtics have dominated in that department. And again, to reiterate, Pat Riley is very concerned about the rebounding effort of his Laker ball club, who have slipped from the #1 rebounding team in the league down to #3. And look at the Lakers. They can't do anything right offensively tonight. They've yet to make a basket as Spriggs has come into the ball game.
And Mike McGee also. Good shot by Cooper. Didn't go in.
Casey Jones still has his big front line of McHale, Parrish, and Bird in the game. Well, he's got a starting lineup with Johnson and Ainge in there.
Good throw.
Larry Bird.
I think they gave it to McHale, didn't they?
I don't think so. I think they gave it to yeah, they did give it to McHale. 14 for McHale. I don't know. The ball didn't look like it was out of the cylinder. We'll have to check. I really think it should have gone to Bird myself as Green makes the move. McHale with good defense. Kupchak loses it to Bird. And the Lakers continue to make mistakes. Well, for sure tonight, Bill, the Boston Celtics have been the superior team. McHale, strong inside. They're going to call. They're going offense against McHale. He crashed into Green. 4 on McHale, and now Casey Jones sends the bench in. Kite coming in with Carlisle. Johnson to the bench, along with Kevin McHale, as Casey Jones wants to take no chances with the sore Achilles tendon of Kevin McHale. And I'm sure Greg Kite didn't expect to get this much playing time in tonight's ball game, Bill.
Not against the Lakers.
Green wide open. That's Carlisle. Larry Bird. Last touch by A.C. Green. They say it's going to be Boston ball. Ronnie Lester will be coming in for the Los Angeles Lakers. The starting lineup for the Lakers on the bench disconsolate. And I'm sure that they are going to try to make amends as Larry Bird leaves the game.
Well, you know, if you're going to lose a game of this type, you'd almost rather lose it by 10 or 12 than by 1 or 2. Because if you lose by 1 or 2, then you stay up all night thinking of what you could have done to change the situation.
And when you're down by 23 points, it makes it even easier because you can't pick out 1 or 2 plays that made the difference. Another block to the defense of the Celtics. This time it's Parrish. Green off the Spriggs miss. Bird left the game with 19 points, 12 rebounds, and 7 assists. L.A. is 1 for 12. It is the first basket that they have made here in the fourth period with 4:45 to go. Shows you how bad things were for Los Angeles tonight as Scott Wedman pops one in from the outside. Scotty now with his first 2 points. And Ronnie Lester misses, something that all the Lakers have been doing. 11 rebounds for Robert Parrish now.
Who's had a real good game tonight, too. Started the game off real strong when they first... I don't know what to say about that one, Rick.
McGee. Now, McGee, you would say, shot the ball too flat that time, but that's his shooting style. He's a flat shooter. He doesn't really get a lot of arc on it. Lakers will get their chance in February on the 16th when they host the Boston Celtics at the Forum. Good cut by Carlisle and the pass by Parrish, but he off the legs of the Lakers, off the leg of the Laker. Third kill coming in with Vincent as Ainge and Parrish will sit out the rest of this one with 3:46 to go. A game that was...
Now, this is the kind of game that the substitutes have to be careful because they can get it real bad with a coach. If they go out, run through the motions, and blow this lead, and Cage has to bring his starters back in. And this happens quite often. They'll have a big lead, you look up 3 minutes ago, it'll be 6 points, and you got to bring your starters back on the bench, and they're all cold.
Well, Phil, I don't have a crystal ball, but I'll tell you what, that's not about to happen here. Lester with 2 points, 3:25 to go, and it's a 19-point lead for Boston. Wedman from about 19. Knocked out of bounds by the Lakers. You can remember that in last year's finals, Boston manhandled the Lakers also, and the Lakers showed the kind of character that they have when they came back, but now they're going to have to wait till February 16th to get a rematch. That's Vincent. Coming up on the 3-minute mark, 21-point lead for Boston. Have I won you over to my side yet, Bill?
Oh, yeah, I just said you have to be careful. You know, those guys get out in there and they start trying to see if they can get some stats, get some numbers up there, and you look up, and the other team's back in the game.
Wedman with a tough roll. Last basket by Green for the Lakers is his first points of the game, were his first points. That's a carry by McGee.
And that was the second carry.
That's 20 turnovers now.
I think McGee's, well, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say, you do that a couple times, you'll make sure that the Celtics don't let him back in the ball game.
The Lakers are 1-2 when their offense has been under 100 points. They have 87 now with 2.5 minutes to play. 91 is their season low. Wedman off the screen by Kite. Green with another rebound. McGee with a block from Kite. Good save by Carlisle. Foul spotted against the Lakers. It's going to be McGee grabbing on to the shirt of one of the Celtics. Well, Pat will be studying the films on this game, although I don't know how much he's going to find out. 2 minutes to play.
Well, they can use some of them as bloopers, mistakes, and outtakes.
Third kill. Wedman. Wedman has 4. Spriggs. First 2 points of the game for Lowry. 1:35 left. Carlisle. Third kill misses the easy one. Cup check with the rebound. Wide open McGee. He takes it home, and the Lakers have tied their season low. They have 91. They trail by 17 points with 1:15 left.
It'll take a real rally rest of the way, Rick.
Take a real miracle. Vincent throws it away. And we only have a minute left to play in this game, fortunately. Three-pointer, Ronnie Lester. And McGee with a good strong move inside will go to the free throw line. A reminder that our next game is Friday night, and hopefully it'll be a little bit closer than this one. That's 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time when the Cavaliers will be hosting the Philadelphia 76ers. You get an opportunity to watch Julius Erving playing in that guard position, and the very exciting Charles Barkley, who has been one of the reasons why the 76ers turned things around after that shaky start. And, of course, Moses Malone with his presence in the middle, having taken Patrick Ewing to school on Martin Luther King Jr. Day when we had our doubleheader. "45 seconds. Good play by Spriggs. And a bad play by Spriggs. That's Vincent. Carlisle. First two for Carlisle. So third kill is the only Boston Celtic who hasn't scored in this game. And he blew a golden opportunity with the layup try just a minute or so ago. Spriggs will go to the free throw line and count it. Good move by Larry Spriggs, who has been relegated to a lot of bench time with the acquisition of Maurice Lucas and with the emergence of A.C. Green.
That makes it hard to get a lot of minutes when those guys come and perform so well.
Final 15 seconds. Boston leads by 15, and the Lakers will not get over 100 points, so they'll go 1 and 3 in games under 100. Kite can't get it to drop. Kupchak pulls it away. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, final three-point try by A.C. Green, and like the Lakers story all night long, it comes up short. Final again, Boston 110, the Lakers 95. We'll take a pause, and we'll be back with our player of the game and a few final comments.
Is this the key to your car? If so, consider the Honda Civic DX hatchback. It's full of space. The key is its long lines and innovative engineering. It keeps you from feeling packed in. Even the rear seats slide back and recline. You know, this small car is so big, it's simply uncanny.
When you start something good, everyone wants a piece of it. Take light beer from Miller. Now there's lots of light beers out there saying they're less filling. Heck, that was the easy part. The hard part is brewing a light beer that tastes great. That's why Light's always brewed only with the finest ingredients. To let all that great beer taste come through for guys like you and me. The taste that's made light beer from Miller America's favorite light beer. Hey, I always thought it was easy opening cans.
For Friday Night Hoop on America's Game, the NBA.
Moses Malone leads the red-hot Philly Express into Cleveland when they meet World B. Free and the Cavaliers. Live at 8:05 p.m. Eastern on the Superstation Friday. NBA at 8:05 Eastern Friday.
Got 32.
Our Light Beer and Turner Broadcasting most valuable player of the game is Bill Walton. Not just for his 11 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 block shots, but for the inspirational leadership. He was a determined man. Light Beer from Miller is proud to present a check for $500 to the National Multiple Sclerosis Foundation in behalf of Bill Walton. Bill Russell, this is a game everybody was looking forward to, a blowout on the part of the Boston Celtics against the Lakers. What effect do you think this might have on the Lakers or Boston?
Absolutely none. And you know, you get ready for a game like this, and you get ready for a game like this, and then you play it. And then you realize that it has nothing to do with what will happen the next time you meet. But you have bragging rights for a little while anyway.
Yeah, for about a month when they meet again in Los Angeles. We're going to take a little pause, and we'll be back with some final comments. Stay with us, please.
When you play on the same team,
And you both named Youngblood.
life can be confusing.
Hey, remember the time I played 2 games with a broken leg?
No, Jimmy, that was me.
What? There's no confusing our favorite beer, light beer from Miller.
Yeah, light tastes great.
But Jack, you drink it because it's less filling.
No, Jim, that's you.
It is?
Paging, Mr. Youngblood.
Well, I got to go.
Not you, Jack. The other one.
Hey, that's me.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer.
And less.
Our final reminder, our next telecast here on the Superstation, Friday night, 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time. The 76ers traveling to Richfield to play the Cleveland Cavaliers. I hope you'll join Bill and I for all of the action in that ball game. Final score here again was the Boston Celtics 110, the Los Angeles Lakers 95. The Celtics now 31-8, the Lakers 32-8 as they battle for the best record in the league. Thank our coordinating producer, Mark Goldsmith, as well as our director, Glenn Diamond, our producer, and the entire crew for another fine effort. My statisticians, Jim Stamos, and my wife, Pam. A reminder to you before we say goodbye is that coming up next, Track of the Cat with Robert Mitchum and Tab Hunter. So stay tuned for that movie. And for Bill Russell, this is Rick Barry thanking you for joining us tonight. We hope to see you 8:05 p.m. Friday night in Cleveland with the 76ers. Good night, everybody.
CBS Sports has presented NBA Basketball, brought to you by Light Beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer and less. By Honda. See the Civic hatchback at your local Honda dealer. By the U.S. Armed Forces. It's a great place to start. And by Delta Airlines, serving more than 100 cities in the U.S. and overseas. Delta gets you there.